Some of the refugees have been living in camps for years with no end in sight. Bob Kitchen of the International Rescue Committee says there are three things countries can do to help right now.
The first is that we need to treat the problem at source. We need to find a peaceful solution to this ongoing war. And I agree. I think it's going to take getting everybody around the table. Now, we've still got groups like ISIS, which I doubt will come to the table, but having everybody talking towards a peace is the first important step. The second important step is the world fulfilling its responsibilities to these neighbouring countries that have shouldered the burden of refugees for the last 4 years. If Lebanon and Turkey can receive the assistance they need, currently the UN appeal is only 40% funded, then they can continue to provide support and livelihoods. We saw the food rations being cut this year in Lebanon because there just wasn't enough money, so we need to address that. And then to speak to this influx of people into Europe, all of Europe needs to step up, as well as the US as well, as this is a global issue. We need to step up and accept a fair share of the numbers who are fleeing for safety right now.
So you mentioned Europe, you mentioned the United States. I didn't hear you mention Canada, I didn't hear you mention Australia, and of course I didn't hear you mention the Gulf nations, which many people are accusing them of creating this proxy war, and yet they're not accepting any refugees at all.
You know, I think we need to do more to bring the Gulf states to that table that we've been discussing. Many of the refugees that we're receiving as the International Rescue Committee, where we're providing clean water and toilets and information to people about what they can expect and what their rights are as refugees, many of them are reporting to us that they considered going to the Gulf states to seek asylum, but see them as very much as part of the conflict. They wanted to go somewhere safe. So we do need to do more to bring everybody to the table towards peace together. And as you rightly say, that it's not just the Europeans and the Americans, it's the whole world. This is the world's problem right now.
Bob Kitchen joining us earlier from New York. He's from the International Rescue Committee.